Yo! Let's see if this works. It should. It should. I'm still every time. Since that one time where I accidentally streamed with the wrong stream key, I'm always scared of doing that again. Oh man. Okay. That's interesting. Huh. I don't need that. Anyway. Hello, hello, and welcome to my stream. Hello, Acheron. The chat is not working again. Yes. Hi, Perpetually Tired. Missed you. And Dean is also back. Here we go. The gang is all here. Except that the chat doesn't work again. And I don't know how to fix it. So we'll have to live with that. Maybe if my PC crashes again today and I have to restart my PC again, then yeah. Maybe then it will work. Let me just rearrange my stuff real quick. I'm always so professional, but yeah. So, guys, we did finish the 4th case. Not yesterday, like the day before that, the last time. I don't think I didn't get the notification last stream, so I was like, where'd they go? Oh no. Not YouTube being bad. But yeah. I mean, the last stream is already public, so you could watch that if you wanted to, but you don't need to. We're starting the last case, so I don't think you need to go anywhere. Hello. First I need to click into my game. That would be great. So we can start. Oh god. Help. Let's scroll. Case 5. Are you guys hyped? I am. I am hyped. Oh god. We're starting off with murder. Last case I missed a lot. Yeah. I mean, do I have this? Wait. I think I have the playlist in my... no, I don't have the playlist in the description. Never mind. But the playlist is on my channel. In case you want to catch up. I've killed people. And who was the culprit last time? Was it the twin? Oh, that's wait, that's way long ago. That's like 2 cases ago. That was not the twins. That was the headmaster. He was the killer. That was the 2nd case, and the 3rd case he completely missed apparently. And the 4th case. Oh man. I've killed people. Yeah, that's a rip, man. They're usually criminals or bandits. But it so frightens me how unaffected I was by their death. It always came so easily to me. I was good at it. A little too good. YouTube betrayed you? Aww. YouTube sometimes do be like that. People told me that taking the lives of others would be hard. But I never felt that uneasiness. Not even once. It made me think that I was some kind of unfeeling monster. And maybe I am. Yo, it's the happy game where nothing tragic happened last chapter at all. Hi, Omega Stuck. I mean, it's starting like really nice. It's a person talking about how they don't mind killing people. But the time I spent with you filled me with more happiness than I could have ever dreamed of. Is that, Celeste? Instead of taking lives, I could save them alongside you. It felt good to protect you. I felt needed when I knew you were relying on me. It made me feel like I was actually worth something to someone. And whenever I saw the light in your eyes, it filled my heart with a warm feeling that I've never felt before. That it was too good to be true, wasn't it? In the end, I failed you. Uh-oh. I couldn't protect you. Just like I couldn't protect my father. I don't understand. What did you ever see in someone like me? Attorney of the Arcane. Title drop. Roll the credits. Tyrion? You still haven't gotten out of bed. It's almost noon. Also, sorry if you're badly tired. There's too much lore. I can't drop it on you. It's too much. I think I just want to rest today. You've been saying that for the last 10 days, or... Someone is actually here to see you. You should really get out of bed. Is it Tamora? No. So he and Tamora, his, like, adoptive mother, had a falling out, so to say. Basically. Well done, Tyrion. You really attorneyed the Arcane. So true. I'm still not really in the mood. Can you just send them away? That's a bit rude, but I suppose I can overlook it this time. Steal win? As the prosecutor enters your room, you immediately leap out of bed. You try to futilely clean your unkempt hair, but you're just making it worse. Also, he must smell really bad. I mean, if he's been in bed for like 10 days, then... ew. Tyrion! Pants! That too. Right, sorry. Well, I'll give you some time to ready yourself. I like how she just came straight in here. I mean, I don't know if she knew that he was like depressed the last 10 days, but like, oh, I knew he was in a rut, but I certainly didn't expect this. Yeah, he should have knocked, maybe. I know. I'm really worried about him. I empathize with his situation, but it's been a month already. Have you tried speaking with him? He has opened up to you before. I did, but I think he's really broken up over what happened with Ruby. I'm assuming she knew, considering it was an important case and shit. Yeah, she's basically the closest thing he has to family. I see. Perhaps he just needs more time. After taking some time to make yourself presentable, you exit your room to greet the prosecutor properly. Sorry about that. Man, I love it when Tyrion said it's attorney time and attorney all over the place. I know, right? That's like my favorite part. No, I suppose the fault is mine. I shouldn't have intruded. Anyways, what brings you here? Examine the book. It's a fantasy novel that you've been reading through. Recently, you've had a lot of time to read through your collection. Did you read that mystery novel I lent you? I did, but I kind of guessed the twist from the beginning. I'm just too good. What? How? The author called a lot of attention to the vials she dropped. It was pretty obvious the nurse accidentally switched them. Time to present the badge. True. I guess fiction can be the real murder investigation for you. It do be like that. You know what, I'm just gonna leave. Oh, remember when I helped you remove this bed from the flea market? Right. You recall her doing most, if not all of the work. You didn't even know that carrying a bed single-handedly was humanly possible. Damn. Are we sure that she isn't the Heavensborn or whatever they called him? Tyrion reading the emotions of the author through the book, it's cheating. So true. It's a stairway leading to the second story of your home. You haven't cleaned up the upper floor in a while, so it'll probably be best to make sure Steelwind doesn't wander up there. Noted. Magic.
Perio Arcanum!
That would have been really weird. Sorry, she what? Yeah, she just did that. My attorney's badge. Why are you showing this to me? Sorry, force of habit. Pretty sure Tyrion is the Heavensborn, Celeste should be the Crimson something. Yeah, she's, what did they call them? The demons? Hell, Abyssal, Hell, Born. Okay, can I just leave? That would have been funny. Okay, let's talk. About me. Are you doing well, Mr. Cuthbert? You seem... I'm fine. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Of course. I just couldn't help but notice your absence. You haven't taken any other clients since Beatrice's trial. Crimson Demon, but not like Megami. True. Not the Abyssal. The Abyssal is Maraneth, yeah, I know. But like, maybe she has also demon blood. If she isn't a Heavensborn, she just has demon blood. Or she's just OP. Right, you know, maybe that's it. Maybe she's just OP. I'm going to be honest. I'm not even sure if I want to be a defense attorney anymore. They all go through that. I mean, Phoenix did. Apollo not really, but like, you know, Athena. Yeah, it's a thing. What? I spent my whole life training to be one. But I was only doing it because someone else told me to. Did you not enjoy it? Or you are very skilled at it? I don't know. I've been trying to take some time to think about everything. Also, the last time, I was the prosecutor, and that was actually pretty high. I mean, you do know she has unknown parents up to now, I think. Yeah, that's true. We do know that. But you still haven't found any answers. Have you considered becoming a prosecutor? Yeah, no, I was just saying. That was lit. Your time as my stand-in made it clear that you have the ability to. A prosecutor. You would have never even considered that a year ago. But you understand now. There are criminals who need to be brought to justice. And despite how difficult she is to face, Steelman never engages in outright corruption like the other prosecutors of the Crown. Could you imagine how hype it would be if the second game was like Tyrion Cuthbert, but now he's a prosecutor? That'd be actually kind of hype. I don't know if there's gonna be, at the end of this case, there's gonna be like, oh no, never mind, I love being an attorney or whatever. And maybe it doesn't make sense in the story, but like, that would be kind of hype. If you follow her example, you could fight injustice that way. But even if you did that, you'd just be following someone else's footsteps, just like before. Think about it. Please do. At this point, I can use all the help I can find. Also, isn't she younger than him? Or like, they're about the same age, right? He's like 20, and she's 18. If Tyrion starts prosecuting it out, there's gonna be like any decent defense attorneys left. I mean, honestly, that would be kind of cool, like the opposite perspective, you know? Like, how an ace attorney is usually the defense attorney who is like the mortal one, and then the prosecutor is like the corrupt one. But in this case, it would be like the defense attorneys are the corrupt ones, and you're just trying to accuse the actual guilty people, and they're just trying to defend them all means possible or whatever. That would be a cool twist, and something that Ace Attorney didn't really do. Kind of. Not really. Like, you could explore that more if someone wanted to. But yeah, that would be kind of hype, honestly. Like I mean, I know there are the Miles Edgeworth investigation games, but those aren't like, you're investigating, you're not really a prosecutor in that one, so I don't count that personally. Have your injuries been healing well? Yes, Nightgrave's skill in necromancy is quite remarkable. I'm glad I introduced him to House Asclepius? Asclepius? House Asclepius specializes in the study of necromancy. After Nightgrave's expulsion from the academy, I thought it was only right that he be allowed to continue his studies. That's actually really nice. Right, he mentioned that he owed you a favor. I think I planned a fan project about a prosecutor, but not much official stuff. Yeah. Quick rundown. Last time we found the rumors about Ruby are true, and she's a corrupt lawyer who colludes with criminals to get not guilty verdicts. So Tyrion's a bit offended. A bit offended is putting it mildly, but yeah, that's about it. She tried to Tomorrow, his mother, adopted mother, and like Stillman said, she was injured, and that's why Tyrion took her place. So we were actually playing as the prosecution, and Tomorrow basically was like, bringing him to the Yakuza, being like, you know, just throw this one. We just need her innocent, you know? And just threatening him, and then Tyrion was like, that's fucked up, man. I'm not gonna do that. Also, Beatrice Frigga suffering in eternal hell. That too. Because of demons. Yeah. And, yeah, Tyrion and Tamora had a huge falling out. Like, with a whole lot of screaming and stuff, and anger. So, they're not doing great. It was only logical. It would be a waste to let someone of his talents fade into obscurity. We're glad Wallace was able to continue his studies. He clearly wants to use his talents to better society. I think the demon pact thing is kind of important to remember. Yeah. He's definitely in a better place than you are right now. Oof, man. Even so, should you still be moving around like this? You should take some time off to recover. As much as I would like to, there's been a recent uptick in cases of mage blight lately. Hi, Wolfie. Gonna be early, but I was helping a friend. It's fine, it's just 15 minutes. You're good. You got to go. Okay. But you know, you got homework. There is the playlist on my channel, which admittedly is not in the description, but with all the streams. So your homework is to catch up. If you want to. But yeah. Bye-bye, perpetually tired. It was nice seeing you in chat. Mage blight. You recall hearing about that many times. If a mage exceeds their stamina by overusing their magic, it starts to affect their mind and send them into a violent frenzy. You know, it's actually crazy that Beatrice never developed mage blight, considering she did the invisibility thing like hourly for many years. You're just gonna read a document? Damn. Are you one of those people who can do two things at once? I can't. So, blood skill issue. To make matters worse, the nobility has been trying to suppress information about these incidents. Right, it's not a good look whenever a mage goes on a murderous rampage. That is true. I was actually surprised to see you here, Celeste. Well, I can't just leave him alone anymore. He ticked off a criminal overlord who is dead, but we don't know that. Gonna need to watch this and catch up with Theodore's trail. True, man. I mean, it's actually worth it. Like, the story has been really good so far. I mean, the third curse is kind of okay, but like, you know? The fourth case was actually really good. Do you think she's blind and without magic, and she pulled off probably the best planned murder up until now? What do you mean without magic? She literally casted invisibility. They're definitely going to send someone after him, and he can't really take care of himself right now. Celeste, your thoughts are leaking. Hey, get out of my head! What? It's nothing. You know? I did ask last time if you would consider being in a romantic relationship with someone if you knew that they could read your thoughts, even if only sometimes. And apparently Celeste said, you know what? It's okay. I don't mind. She's a real one. I am surprised though. Not many people slide the eye taker and live. He's known for taking swift retaliation against his enemies. We're hoping he's laying low after his plan with Beatrice fell through. That does match with the reports I've read. Supposedly, he's been absent from many of his enterprises. Either way, you're not looking forward to dealing with him. I mean, we don't need to. It's bad enough that you're already on the nobility's bad side. What if I'm just a celestial being and I'm just too amazing for everything, you know? They can't do anything against me. By the way, Tyrion, Ruby sent another letter. Oh yeah, but Tyrion can only read some thoughts, and he did kind of save her in case one. Yeah, that's what I mean, but still, I mean, like you just said, her thoughts are sometimes leaking, you know? It could still be a bit creepy. But yeah. If she doesn't mind, that's great. I'm just saying. You know, when you're sometimes angry or not, or maybe overcome with emotion, sometimes you just don't have a grip on your head. And then he could read those thoughts. And like, it's not like he could just look away. He's just always seeing them. So yeah, whatever. I don't know when they say it, but you can try to hide them better with practice. Yeah, that's true. And by the way, yeah. She sent another letter. And do you want to put it with the rest? Right. Have you spoken to her since the trial? I see. That does explain her recent mood. Right. You two probably see each other a lot. I've prosecuted a few of her clients recently. Yeah, that is kind of an issue of why he probably doesn't want to return. Like, if you return as a prosecutor, you would probably see her pretty frequently. But it's clear she's not nearly as threatening as before. Could we talk about something else? Of course. My apologies. I was about to say, what is that noise? Oh, the tea is ready. Oh, thank you. Some tea sounds lovely right now. Alright. I was totally making it for you guys. Damn. She walks to the cabinet in your kitchen, and she takes out 2 more teacups. You guys better enjoy this. These are my last bags of... Whoa! As she walks over to you, she slips on a scroll case that you left on the floor. She regains her balance, but the teacups slip out of her hands. The boiling liquid is airborne and is heading right towards your face. Figa quoi? Celeste reacts immediately and points her index finger at the tea. Her magic takes hold and the tea freezes just inches from your face. Good save. She breathes a sigh of relief and she brings the tea back into their cups. Or even she could choose to make Ruby lose every case just to mess with her. Oh, that would be mean. Never had tea time before. Never. It's nice. You just drink some tea with your friends. Just talk a bit. It's nice. You really need to clean this place. I'm your bodyguard, not your maid. Right. Sorry about that. That was shape liquid, wasn't it? Oh. Yeah. Why do we get shape liquid? Is she gonna be accused of murder? Well, yeah, would be mean, but lying to a prison for years and joining a crime syndicate also kinda is. Yeah, that's true. That do be true. While concentrating on the spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current shape. When frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt and murder someone. I've never experienced that before, but I would love to have tea time with you and everyone. Maybe. We are quite far apart, though. You get shape liquid to serve nice drinks to people. Time to start a waiter career. True. Oh, I never expected you to. I know, but it's just too convenient not to have. She's really opened her mind about learning new spells. You remember when you first met her? Back then, she only knew how to cast Mage Blade. She hated magic back then. You never imagined how diverse her repertoire would become. Another visitor? I'm already up. I'll check it. Well, whoever they are, I'm not giving up any more of my lotus tea. You open the door and don't see anyone, but there's a letter in your mailbox. You take a closer look at the envelope. It's sealed with candle wax. There's a crest on it. It's the insignia of House Pierce. You quickly open the letter and read it. Despite supposedly being written by a noble, the paper has been torn in half, but the message is clear. Oh god, I don't remember what voice I gave him. I hope you understand. I would have never contacted you unless I had no other choice. I know the truth behind McCoy's true parentage, and I'm aware of how vital this information is to you. Oh wait, no, I gave him this haughty voice, right? As you know, my execution is scheduled for next month, and I'm running out of time. I want to trade this information with you. In exchange, you will grant me freedom. Meet me in the private prayer room within the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord at 2 p.m. You will save me from my fate, or else. What? Letter from Gary Pierce. If he thinks for a second that I would even think of helping him. I know how you feel, but aren't these the answers you've been looking for? I don't care. We're not going to help him. Must be a prank, just burn the letter. So true. That was never an option, but there's clearly more to this. I agree. When was he able to find out in the first place? The truth is, Celeste, I've also been looking into your parentage. What? Why didn't you say anything? I'm sorry, but I didn't want to raise your hopes. And I was apparently right to do so. I couldn't find any information regarding your birth. So if you couldn't find anything, how was Pierce able to? House Pierce is low on the political hierarchy. He doesn't have access to the resources I do. He does own the land the McCoy Tavern is on. But frankly, this whole situation is quite suspect. And why would he ask for my help? I was the one who indicted him in the first place. Even if I did agree to help him, it would be nearly impossible for me to get him an acquittal. He must be desperate. His execution is scheduled for next month, after all. It's possible that he reached out to tomorrow as well. Still, I can't believe he'd set up a meeting at the Grand Cathedral today of all days. Why? What's happening there? I'm sorry, but it's not my place to tell you. Arya, can I talk with Tyrion alone for a minute? Of course. I'm sure you have much to discuss. I actually also have business at the cathedral today. I can't believe he'd use that as an opportunity. I'll be taking my leave. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is just bringing up bad memories for you. We should meet with him. What? We're not going to help him, obviously, but I had an idea. He's probably really scared of his execution, right? And he's desperate enough to ask you for help. I suppose that's true. So, think about how stressed he would be if you showed up and refused to help him. Just rub it in his face. I could use the Eye of Horus on him. We can get the info we need without having to give him anything. But are you really okay with this? You'll have to see him again. Yeah, I'll manage. And it'll be worth it if we can finally get the answers we're looking for. We've already gotten her hopes up, but there's no guarantee that he actually knows the truth. He could just be bluffing to get you to help him. But if he does know, you can't just ignore this. You need to verify his claims for yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, new backdrop. And new music. So, this is the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord. It sure is grand. Have you never been here before? I thought you spent a lot of time in Rathholm. The Church of Bahamut wasn't that popular in my hometown, and I've never been the religious type. It truly is wolfy. What about you? It never really caught on with me, and apparently my roots are more celestial than draconic. I'm not really sure about that. What if the dragon was celestial? I already forgot the backstory, but wasn't it like multiple dragons? Or was it only one dragon? I don't remember. God damn it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. He certainly has the looks for it. Your thoughts are leaking again. Can you stop? I can't exactly turn it off, you know. Yeah, I also love dragons. Dragon. Do those mental exercises I taught you. Huh? As you approach the Grand Cathedral, you see a large blockade guarded by legions of the King's Guard. Where did I read black? Man. It's closed off. Is there some kind of event going on? You recall Steelwind mentioning that she was heading here as well. There was one important dragon, but I don't think I can say anymore. Okay. Or wait, was it? Maybe it was one dragon that bestowed magic upon like 5 people or something, and those were like then the noble houses, right? Something about that? Hopefully, maybe. Celestial dragons sounds like One Piece. I certainly hope that if there are celestial dragons that are not like the ones in One Piece, that would be bad. Their ability must be using the cathedral grounds for something. Might explain why Pierce wanted to meet you here. It's probably secluded from prying eyes today. You know what? Oh, Tyrion Cuthbert, I should save. I'm just making sure, you know? I need to be conscientious to save more. But yeah, we saw last stream and multiple streams before that how my PC sometimes works. The dragon found the whole kingdom. Yeah. Tyrion Cuthbert? As you approach the blockade, one of the knights notices you. He glances at you and Celeste. We've been expecting you. I see. You exchange glances with Celeste, but you both enter the cathedral grounds. Blah. Ooh. Another pretty background. The main building is massive, yet mostly empty. You only see a few people within, and most of them are quite familiar. Oh, hi. You spot Leafy and Miriam as you head further into the room. They both avoid eye contact with you, but it doesn't seem to be purely out of resentment. I mean, it's not like, you know, I mean, I get it, we were the prosecutor, but like, she still did the crime, right? Like, that's not my fault, you know? As soon as they see you, they move their conversation elsewhere. It's clear they still have mixed feelings about how you convicted their sister. In another corner of the room, you spot Lloyd von Sanctus speaking with another individual. God damn it. Oh, you're new. You look... She seems to be someone of equal social standing. I don't know why. She looks like she could be a Xenoblade character. Yeah, but Miriam is not exactly the most fair person, yeah, that's true. Is it just me? I know this comes from the guy who has never played a Xenoblade game, but she looks like she could be in a Xenoblade game, right? You should watch the anime Dragonaut? Maybe. I mean, it has dragon in the name, so that's cool. Whoa. You feel like you've seen her somewhere before, but you can't quite remember where. Did we? As soon as you enter the room, Von Sanctus flashes a quick look of disdain at you, of course. Xeno, what is that? Never heard of it. So true, you know, Acheron? I forgot. Those games don't exist. You see him slowly move this conversation out of the room as well. I'm glad that you support me in my delusions, Acheron. Oh, hi. Freaking, I'm gonna make a screenshot of this. Oh god, and send this to Kratos. God damn it, I don't have Discord open. Wait, can I do that? Wait, I can do it. Actually, Discord. God damn, why is Windows like the worst thing known to man? Discord. There we go. This is totally derailing everything right now. I finally see Lucius Steelwind speaking with his daughter. Why do we need an update? Discord is like, we need 15 updates. Along with the 2 princes. Like, everyone is here. Literally the entire cast. This is like Smash Brothers. I want to see the size difference between him and his daughter. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just... Literally no context. Okay. And so true, a new challenger appears. They seem to be speaking with another individual that you haven't met before. You're definitely not suspicious that every important person happens to be in one place, I know, right? Also that the guards expected me. Also, he's the guy who's on the thumbnail for the case, so he's probably important. When he notices you, his gaze narrows, and he stares at the two of you warily. Asta especially seems surprised to see you here. He and Lucy ask the prosecutor something, but you can't quite hear the conversation. When she responds, Asta raises his eyebrows and Lucio's expression darkens. What's going on here? Good question. I don't know. I want to know. This is a little awkward. You know what's funny? I saw that Kratos tagged me on Discord for something about the tier 4 stream or whatever, and I haven't replied because I was like, gotta do it now after the stream or tomorrow or whatever. And now I just sent him this one picture without context. Oh, it's great. Yeah, but we have some time before a meeting with peers. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta mind your own business, you know? Just gotta be like, I just reply with whatever I want. I don't care. You want to just go to do some sightseeing? Oh, are you asking me out? We are literally already out. Sure, why not? I picked up this map from the entrance. We can use it to navigate through the area. Same here too. Map. I'm also a little interested in what all these nobles are doing here. It is strange. Perhaps someone can tell you more. How about we look at the map first? The nave. Prayer room, common room, garden, balcony, high speaker's quarters. I like how these rooms are literally not connected. Like, if you just look at this, those could be like individual buildings. It's great. Oh yeah, that was the letter, right. Why can't they visit PSR anyway? It's not like he has stuff to do. I mean, he did say... What did he say, 2 p.m. or a.m.? I don't remember. God damn it, I just wanted to say something I forgot. Attorney's runestone. What do you think about this, Celeste? Sorry, Tyrion. I don't think I can help you with that. That's a shame, man. Map. Okay. Nothing. She got nothing. Detect magic.
Arcane.
Could have figured. There are rows upon rows of seats for worshippers to sit at. At full capacity, this room could probably host thousands of people at a time. Damn. It's a stained glass window. A small ray of sunlight is shining through it. Cool. I should probably save, right? Wee. Should probably save. Better safe than sorry. Oh god, wait, I need to get it. Oh no. God damn it. Now that I have Discord open, I will see this one ping the entire time and it will bother me. So in some way he did win. God damn it. And Minga's area over there. We should go say hi. As he approached the group, the Grand General and the unnamed noble stare at the two of you. Save, then save, then save, and save. Exactly. Hello. The nobleman looks at you and then at Celeste. He silently scans the two of you. It's as if he's trying to read something. He then walks away without a word. Rude. At this point, I'm kind of used to it. Oh goddammit, how did I do his voice? Mr. Cuthbert and Miss McCoy, I'm surprised to see you here. How did I do his voice? No. It's like whenever I see old characters return, I'm like, oh no, how did I do the voices? No. What? I thought you were the one who invited them. I'm sad to say that I didn't. Although I am happy to see you two nonetheless. What brings you to the Grand Cathedral today? We were actually invited by another noble. We have a meeting with them. What? None of the people here are allowed to invite guests. Why didn't the guards stop you? Just develop multiple personalities, easiest way to do the voices. So true, actually. Oh, they said they were expecting us. What? That's also not the voice I did, but freak it. Here we go. It was Lord Pierce who invited them. Pierce, that little. And to think I granted his request for temporary release. I'm sure he meant no disrespect by it. He probably had his reasons. How can you say that? This is the day of your... It's his coronation? He stops himself mid-sentence and clears his throat. Make no mistake, even if he is a dead man, I will have words with him about this. I mean, he's like, yeah, sure, you can nag me all you want, I'm gonna be dead in a month anyway. Just give him the voice of Geralt? I can't do a Geralt voice. I wish I could, but I can. Hi. I have to ask, why are all these nobles gathered here? You've taken over the entire Grand Cathedral. As he asks that question, everyone seems to tense up. The prosecutor awkwardly looks at the two princes. Prince Alaric avoids eye contact with everyone and just stares at the ground. Today, Asta cuts his hair is a very important occurrence. True, it's like the typical anime scene, you know, when they cut their hair to show like character growth, like that trope. I'm sorry, but I'm not at liberty to tell you that. It's a matter of public safety. I see. It's a little strange, but you can read the room. Prying isn't the best idea, best thing to do right now. It's like funny, all these nobles, and we're like, yeah, we just showed up. You said that Lord Pierce invited you here. For what reason? I can't really tell you that. You will tell us if it poses a threat to the nobles in attendance. Please, Lord Steelwind, there's no need for that. Mr. Cuthbert would never do anything to put anyone's life in danger. Wait, no, Tyrion, I thought you were an expert in prying. True. Oh. I mean, to be fair, he's also not on the case right now, so he's like, I should pry, but I don't have a reason to pry, you know? As you wish, your Majesty. Is this the reason why Pierce asked for temporary release? Interesting. So Pierce was temporarily released to attend whatever this is. I mean, he already gave it away. He said His Majesty, so is he the new king? He could have met with you in his cell, but perhaps he wanted to be away from prying eyes. Oh, did I click something away? I hope I didn't. Did I skip something? No, I didn't. Just looked like it. Lady Steelwind, Your Majesty, the High Speaker is ready to speak with you. Wonderful. I've been looking forward to this all day. During character development is learning to sometimes mind his business, so to speak. True. He's like, you know, sometimes people deserve privacy, actually. Shall we go together, Miss Steelwind? Yes, Your Majesty. She would like to accompany you. He is so done with this. Wonderful. We shouldn't keep him waiting. Okay. Or are they getting married? Scared Lord. How does she plan to marry him if she can't even speak properly in his presence? Never mind. Honestly. I also have something important to do. Good day to you, commoners. He is going towards the washrooms. I will be taking my leave as well, but make no mistake, my men will be keeping an eye on you too. So don't do anything indecent. Okay. Everyone has left the room now. Perhaps you should move elsewhere. Damn. Guess we gotta go to the common room. Oh, not him. Oh, what are you doing here? Did you follow us? Not intentionally. Trust me, you're the last person we wanted to see today. Huh. Oh, no, not girl voice. Should I mean, I already gave Leafy the Iris voice, so, I can't go higher than the Iris voice. I get if I do go high, that would be very squeaky. Maybe it's fitting, but it's probably not. Herrschenhof und Sanctus? Oh god. If they are out here by chance, it is because the cosmic balance wills so. Oh god, my mic is peaking during that. I should tone that back a bit. No, not this again. What is that voice? Help me. My multiple personalities are taking over. I don't know which one I should choose. Sorry, I don't think we've met. I am Coraline Sybil, Lady of House of Sybil. Coraline Sybil, occupation noble. So unemployed. So this is the head of the fourth pillar family. Little girl has like free run voice maybe. Yeah, the problem is I haven't watched free run. I do intend to watch it, but I haven't gotten around to it, so I don't know what she sounds like. She's not quite what you were expecting. Between her, Lucio, Lloyd, and William, she definitely seems the most agreeable. Does she though? For better or worse, you've gotten to know the other pillar families recently as well. It might benefit you to learn more about her. Nah, man. She couldn't possibly be important. The sunlight is shining through this glass window. A ceramic altar is at the end of this room. This room looks really creepy, by the way. It's just so empty, but so big. I think she's not the most important. Really?
Prepario Arcanum.
I mean, you say that, and then she's gonna be accused of murder. Or she's gonna be the murderer. I get a message? No, I didn't. My phone is tricking me. So you're the leader of House Sybil. What does your family do exactly? How are you this ignorant? Whatever said it wasn't a liar. Like air. That's true. Wait, she's 38? What? I didn't look at the age. I thought... Oh no, it's like typical anime character syndrome. You're like, oh yeah, she's like 5, maybe 13. Well, we're gonna stick with it. She's gonna have the fucking child voice, whatever. Each of the 4 pillars, as you commoners call them, control different branches of the kingdom's government. She's 1,000 years old, that's true. House Steelwind oversees national defense and law enforcement. House Frag oversees economic development and finances. House Van Sanctus handles commerce, both local and international. And finally, there's House Sybil. We do nothing. We handle the kingdom's legislative and judicial branches. Should you really be handling both? Isn't it like the power balance, you know, that they should be separate? To be fair, they have a king. So what am I even talking about? That would also mean you're responsible for our kingdom's justice system. That is correct. Oh, wonderful. Here we go. Oh no. Lady Sybil, are you aware of the rampant corruption happening within your justice system? I suppose it's only inevitable that you see it that way. Am I wrong? I've been involved in plenty of court cases and it's very obvious. All your courts care about is closing cases as quickly as possible. The system is corrupt to its core. The courts don't even try to hide it half the time. It doesn't really matter since in that kingdom the trials depend on who's more noble. Yeah, that's also true. Yet you prevailed against this so-called corruption in each and every one of your cases. I feel like that's a bit of an unfair comparison, because I can read people's minds and most people can't. Only against every conceivable odd, and I can't be everywhere. Do you have any idea how many commoners are falsely convicted every day? If they are convicted under my system, it's only because the cosmic balance deems it so. God damn it, she's a fucking astrology girl. Help. What are you even talking about? Oh, am I a criminal because I'm a Leo? Is that it? Or is Tyrion more likely to commit a crime because he's a Capricorn? Is that so fucking Aquarius of Celeste to fall in love with Tyrion? I don't know star signs. Oh man. The cosmic balance is the natural order of things. Under it, the guilty are punished while the innocents are protected. I believe that, truly. And yet, when a noble commits a crime, they only need to waive their influence to escape any consequences. All while their victims are forced to suffer in silence. Or worse, an innocent commoner is framed for the crime. Regardless of your personal feelings. Our kingdom needs the nobility to govern the people. Whoa. I have air just coming up my throat, and that's horrible. If they were held the same standards as the commoners, our society would surely collapse. So then the question is that even a good society? Is it worth keeping? Or do you only think so because you are noble? You take back what you said about her being the most agreeable of the four pillars. Well, it's not my fault if 90% of cases end in guilty verdict without a proper trial. You can win, so the others just suck. That's so true, man. Attorney's runestone. What do you think about this, Lady Sybil? It is not my role to speak of such things. In other words, she has nothing to say about that. What about the map? Wait, can I show you the letter why I'm here? Oh man. I just showed her the letter. Just casually. So you think nobles like Pierce and Von Sanctus should just be allowed to get away with murder? Are you still sore about that? I'm sure I'm sure you realize it by now. I've more than paid for what happened with Jason Wayne. Wasn't his name? I was about to say that was wrong. His name was Justin Way. I was like, I was sure about that. And if you were truly paying for your crimes, you'd be in prison right now. Von Sanctus made a mistake, but removing him from his position would only create more suffering. Our government is barely recovering from the death of William Fragger. However, God can't suffer the loss of another host leader this close to that. Oh, he made an oopsie. Yeah. Just casually, well, he didn't directly murder him, but, you know, just casually have someone killed. The way I see it, I think you nobles overstate your importance in our lives. We'd probably be fine without you. Honestly. And I suppose your commoners are capable of coordinating macroeconomic initiatives. Oh, and I suppose you're also capable of engaging in diplomacy with the other nations. Face it, as much as you are loath to admit it, ours is a symbiotic relationship. I can't read. More like a parasitic relationship. Got him. So what? The common folk should just continue to suffer for the good of our nation? Lady Sybil, the people of the kingdom you claim to be protecting are suffering because of your inaction. My inaction? You place the blame on me? But what have you done? Bruh, I literally defended people. What are you talking about? You were once a champion of your so-called justice, but you've stopped your work as a defense attorney. How many lives could you have saved in that month that you spent on vacation? You know, there's this illness called depression. It's not his responsibility to solve your mess. You have no idea how much he suffered trying to do the right thing. Celeste. Perhaps you're right. He shouldn't bear that kind of responsibility alone. But every commoner has the ability to learn and practice law as you do, Mr. Cuthbert. So why are you the few commoners that do? Why are you one of the few commoners that do so? God damn it. Yeah, she's right. Taking a vacation is unfair because you could work more. This is truly the American mindset. You know? Taking a vacation? No. Being sick? No. Just work. He could probably have the same wounds as Arya, like when she was attacked and like literally fading from the pain. He could probably have the same and they would still be like, oh, but you could have worked that week, you know? The 1 week you were unconscious because of your injuries, you could have worked that, you know? From what I've heard, you're one of the few people who defend mages of the common folk. Even the world with magic can't beat capitalism. So true, man. Every other attorney wouldn't even consider taking them as clients. Perhaps the problem lies in the common folk then. Or maybe you could make like an academy where you train people to become like lawyers and give the common folk the ability to study, maybe subsidize it even so that they don't die because they don't have any money, and then you have more lawyers. It is that easy. But that's too macroeconomic. Perhaps the problem lies with the common folk then. They are fully capable of rising to defend the so-called innocent, yet they do nothing. Never mind, this was clearly a mistake. Let's go, Celeste. Yeah. Finally, thank the Scaled Lord. You okay? Yeah, I guess I should have expected that. From what I remember, there were actually lawyers, but they all stopped because the system was kind of rigged. Yeah, kind of a Kura-in situation. Like if you've played Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Kind of like that, but a bit less extreme. Higher ups no listen to lower commoners. Yeah. Only one who was known to be good was Mrs. Mafia Girl. Damn. But the thing is, she taught like Tyrion, right? Like, Tyrion wouldn't be a defense attorney if she didn't teach him, right? What I'm trying to say is, if you don't teach the people to be a defense attorney or defend people, then of course they're not gonna do it. Because if I can't defend a person, then I'm not gonna do it, right? I mean, Corinne, they straight murdered them, yeah. I mean, that's why I mean the comparison isn't quite right. But, you know, it's kind of like this. Wait. You don't get... Sorry, Crowd was asking me the context and I'm just like, Xenogames don't exist. Yeah, but it's hard to teach how to win a rigged trial. Even my big girlfriend had to teach. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, you know, she's like blaming the commoners, but they're not even giving them the ability to win. I mean, rigged trials aside. It's just like that. It's unfair, man. The world is just unfair. Yeah, I guess I should have expected that. But I never expected someone with so much power to be so out of touch with reality. I mean, aren't they more out of touch with reality the more power they have? Come on, let's go somewhere else. We still have some time before the meeting. Oh god. Oh. Not the hiccups, please. We haven't saved the game in a while. And with that I mean like... It's 30 minutes. The knave. Sure. I mean, Tyrion has power, but he's still in touch. I mean, he kind of doesn't. Like, he's kind of just the average guy. He only has power in the sense that he can read people's minds. Yeah, why are we even here? I want to... We should... The unicorn has a little party hat. He has literal... Yeah, I guess. You find yourself in the Grand Cathedral's garden and stumble upon a strange statue. Although I will still argue that in most cases where we use the awakened eye to deduce... And like, especially in the third case, we really didn't need that. I feel like he could have just deduced all of this on his own without using his eye. Especially towards the end. I feel like it wasn't needed that he had to use the awakened eye or whatever. And that's not just because I'm bad at the mechanic, okay? Wow. That's a lot of place. What even is it? Never seen a unicorn? I mean, it's a Pegasus, I guess. If my memory is correct, it's a Pegasus. Ah! Hello, friends. As you inspect the contemporary piece of artwork, you are startled by a familiar voice. Wolfie doesn't want power. Wolfie has always seen in reality the only power we get is from others. We have art and it's there for them, or if they're there for us. Hell yeah. Yeah, but if I had mind-reading ability, I would also abuse it when I didn't need to. Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, a person, like, if there was another person as smart as Cuthbert, who just doesn't have the ability, I feel like they could do it. You know, they'd have to fight the corruption, but other than that... No! Go away! God damn it. And it looks like she's not alone either. Along with Eris, she seems to be accompanied by both of her sisters. God damn it. Beatrice and Miriam literally have the same voice. God damn it. But Beatrice, aren't you supposed to be... dead? Sorry, I wasn't trying to say... No, it's perfectly understandable. You, of all people, know what was on my blood contract. But it appears the Lady of Discord isn't going to kill me just yet. She didn't even change anything, it was just the same. I think you'll find out more about why they wouldn't be able to do in this chapter. I mean, yeah, of course, in the last chapter they also wouldn't have been able to. Although that was the prosecution, but like, he wouldn't have the blood contract if he didn't have, like, his weird powers. I get it. Aren't you supposed to be frying in the hell? Exactly. I think it was use instead of kill. What? Do you really have to do that? What? Never mind. Oh, she can see that? She can see the glitches? Right. It's a little awkward speaking to the Frigga sisters after everything that's happened. But they don't seem to be hostile. And all things considered, you prefer their company over Sybil's. Although, you're still not sure how you feel about speaking with a murderer, especially one that you indicted. But Beatrice clearly knows more about demons and their kind than you do. You wonder if she knows anything about the Heavensborn. We gotta look at the statue first, though. What is this thing, by the way? We called it a Pegasus earlier. It's a creature of divine origin. Many people believe that the angels of the upper planes rode these creatures into battle. I suspect the most friendly and helpful character, yes, indeed. I see. Do you feel some kinship to it? I can only feel its suffering. What? The face is contorted into an expression of pure agony. It screams out in terror, yet no one can hear its pleas for mercy. Queen, I think he's broken. Someone ignorant of its plight has placed some sort of vain party hat upon its head, as if they are mocking its torment, like some kind of demon torturing a poor soul in the fields of Avernus. What are you even saying? I'm sorry. I need to take a moment to think about what I've just witnessed here. We all should. Alright, Tyrion, you go do that. I think he just needs a moment. There's little birds up there, detect magic.
Arcanum.
I know I don't need to do that, but I just want to, okay? Yo, Attorney's Runestone. What can I tell you about this, Beatrice? Sorry, I can't seem to say anything about that. How about this letter? Man. Beardy. Beatrice Frega. So you seem to be doing well, all things considered. You mean how a demon now has ownership of my soul? It's important to do that because it's funny to think Celeste just screams magic stuff randomly in places full of important people. Exactly. Yeah, that. Oh god damn it! How can you be so calm about that? Oh man, this is terrible. I must agree with Miriam. It's a little unnerving how nonchalantly you're treating this. I suppose it's the knowledge that everything is out of my hands now. There's something peaceful about it. That's certainly a positive way to look at it. You know, my offer still stands. I can try to help you. At the risk of your own life. Which part of the contract would you dispute anyways? I recall reading her blood contract in the courtroom that day. There was very little room for interpretation, and it was sehr tight. That demon I signed that contract with was very meticulous about the details. She's too far gone to skirt her now. She has accepted her fate. I know, right? I've spent the last 5 years looking for any possible loopholes, but I didn't find anything substantial I could use. I don't even think disputing it is possible. I'm sorry. Don't be. You defeated me. I won't suffer your pity. Not her. I think we're always... I feel like we'll always end up randomly meeting like this, Eris. I wonder why. I could possibly not tell why. What brings you here? I requested to accompany Beatrice to this event. After all, I don't have many opportunities to enter a church like this, 'cause I'm evil and I can't enter holy places. I can imagine. By the way, is your father still... Oh, if you're worried about him, we've already had a conversation about you. I don't think I'll be accosting you anytime soon. Oh, thank you. That seems too good to be true. How do you pull something like that off? I killed him. He may look like a hardened criminal, but he always had a soft spot for his family. Well, Eris is certainly Tyrion's mother, one of the most just celestials. So true. He also owed me, and I have a way of making people see things my way, by forcing the narrative to go after what I want. She's right about that. It's interesting that Beatrice seems to be aware of how Eris just rewrites like the literal dialogue of the game. Or like the literal text boxes, I should say, not the dialogue of the game. Whatever. Oh man. All these voices need extra water. Wait, if you're here, does that mean Manreth is also... Oh, heavens no. There's no way he'd let me bring him here of all places. I left him at the entrance with the King's Guard. If he tries to escape, that knight over there is ordered to kill me. She points to a knight that's silently watching the sisters from afar. Creepy. You're surprisingly calm about this. Please, I regularly deal with demons. This is nothing in comparison to that. You really haven't changed. I suppose not. Wait, does that mean you can't see right now? How did you know which statue I was looking at? It was a lucky guess. I mean, there's only one over, like, in here. That grotesque statue certainly makes an impression on you. Oh, Manreth just spoke with me. He wanted me to let you know that he can smell your celestial stink from the entrance. Love you too, Manreth. Oh, wow. I probably shouldn't repeat his response to that. Damn. By the way, you seem to know a lot more about these things than I do. What exactly is a Heavensborn? What? Did you seriously not know? But you know how to issue a divine edict. That's a very advanced technique. It sort of came to me in the moment, you know, it's like the spirit of my mother just possessed me. What? Anyways, I'm quite surprised you don't know about your lineage. Perhaps my mother knew, but I lost her when I was really young. I see. You have my condolences. But to answer your question, a Heavensborn is a human whose bloodline has been touched by the gods. And not in the bad way. Was revealed to him in a dream. Exactly. Gods? You mean like the Scarlet Lord? No, I'm speaking of the actual gods. Beatrice, you can't say that here. Oh, come off it. What's the church going to do? Arrest me? This is the attitude to have, you know? What are they gonna do? Kill me? I'm already gonna die, you know? Frick it. Anyways, your blood has been touched by the celestials of the upper planes. Much like my soul is bound to the abyssal hells, your soul's consecrated and tied to the heavens. The heavens? Is that why you're able to use the Eye of Horus? It's some kind of angelic power? Make no mistake though, if you find yourself under the wrong circumstances, even you can be sent to hell. She's like, don't make a contract with the demon. The Church of Bahamut is prominent in Wyvern, but this is the first time I've heard of the Celestial Gods. Ah, that makes sense. It's probably because of Wyvern's bloody history of the theocracy of Lumina. The theocracy? Aren't they the nation of the east of us? I guess she doesn't see the point in behaving anymore, haha. Yes, the Luminites worship the celestial gods, while our people worship the ancient dragons. I mean, dragons are cooler than gods, though. Like, we are worshipping the cooler creatures. A few decades ago, our nation was locked in a bitter war with the Luminites. Even now, the Crown sees the celestial religions as a possible threat to our draconic culture. The Church has done its best to wipe out any religions that worship the Celestials. I see. But if your bloodline is blessed by the Celestials, does that mean that our kids will also be Heavensborn? I suppose so. I think my mother was also... Wait, what did you just say? Your kids! I asked if your kids will be Heavensborn, yeah. Damn, she's already thinking ahead. Oh, I must have misheard you then. Wow. If only you were always this easy to lie to. Anyways, I'm a little curious about the theocracy of Lumina. If they worship Celestials there, would I find other Heavensborn there? Heavensborn aren't that common there either. Too late, Tyrion. You accepted Celeste's contract. You're gonna be a father. Damn. Frankly, I'm surprised there's even one Heavensborn living in Wyvern. How did your bloodline even find its way here? I suppose I don't really know. My mother never told me much about our ancestry. That makes sense. If the Church of Bahamut knew what you were, they would have definitely hunted you down. Great. The last thing you need is another faction that wants to kill you. I think we're doing good right now. You know, we got the nobles, we got the mafia, we got the religious people. You know, everyone just wants to kill me. Isn't that great? And we know even less about Tyrion's father. That's true. Although that could also be just the typical JRPG trope, where just one parent is like important and the other is just completely neglected. Like in this case, it's the mother who's important and the father just doesn't matter. Anyways, travel into and out of Wyvern is technically illegal. And I thought Lord Steelwind would make an exception for you. Oh, he likes me. He is an old veteran of the Great Luminite War. Veteran? Vet? Oh no. I hate the vet. I'm not going. You'll never take me alive. Tracker, no. Arf, 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 arf. You all watch as Tracker frantically runs through the garden, barking loudly. Yeah, you don't remember anything about his father. Yeah. Levy chases after him as he runs towards someone. I should probably go help her. It's almost 2 p.m. anyways. We should head to the prayer room. Thank you for answering my questions, Beatrice. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you with your situation. Of course. Let's go, Celeste. Right. No. Try not to look so down. It's almost time for the main event. Now watch Tracker murder someone? No. Why did you bring me here? Oh, who knows? Whatever you're planning to make me do, please don't make me harm my sisters. You're in no position to make demands. You'll just have to see for yourself. Stay safe, Mr. Cuthbert. Well, we didn't hear any of that. We're just out of here. We just go to the prayer room and pray to our ancestry. Are you ready? Yeah. At least I hope so. Also, we forgot to ask about, like, what is even going on here? Like, why the nobles are all gathered. If it becomes too much for you, don't hesitate to leave. I only need a few moments to look into his mind. No, I'm the one who asked you to do this. And I'm not going to leave you alone with him. Alright, if that's what you want. Tyrion? Yeah? Thank you for doing this. It really means a lot to me. Of course, this will finally give you the answers you've been looking for. It's not just that. You've done so much for me since I met you. You got me acquitted, you helped me work through my grief for my dad. It feels like I can never repay that. What are you talking about? For the past few months, all I've been doing is relying on you. I generally don't know what I'd do if you weren't a part of my life. I should tell him I'm pregnant. Tell me what? You know about those kids we were just talking about. Got out of my head. You really are better at guarding your mind. You know you can tell me anything, right? Aria! How long have you been standing there? Oh, I knew you'd be around here this time. I wanted to wish you luck. But then you two seem to be in the middle of, something. I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, well, he wasn't better, unable to move. Oh god. Don't stop at my account. I'll just get out of your way. As she awkwardly skitters away, you see something fall out of her pocket. Oh, Aria, you dropped your runestone. This music isn't helping, that's so true. As she picks up the runestone, she accidentally activates it. An image of a piece of evidence appears for a brief moment, but she quickly hides it. But not before Celeste sneaks a peek at it. Ow! Oh, I see. Celeste, don't just invade your privacy like that, is what I say, the person who reads people's minds. The most romantic place, some cathedral's jail. Don't be like that. I'm really happy for you. Thank you. Good luck. A part of you really wants to know what she saw. Is it like an engagement ring, or is it a nude picture of Esther? I don't know. We will never know. But one of you has to exercise some self-restraint. Anyways, let's go and meet with him. What if he was just there the entire time as well? That would be really funny. Yeah, let's do this. I can tell him after. And then something happens and she can't tell, and then you know how it goes. We all know how it goes. Fuck, I literally forgot the voice I just gave him like an hour ago. I'm not saying what it is, but no, it's not a nude picture of us. Are we sure about that? Oh, you finally arrived. That was not the voice, but you know, we're rolling with it. I suppose this means you finally decided. Oh, wait, you two? I got your letter. Letter? What letter? You send us a letter, Pierce. I feel like there's something that got switched around in the mail or something. It said that you knew who Celeste's parents were. I did send that letter, but not to you two. I don't think she would bring that around in public, but I don't know. It's a bit weird sometimes. You know? Sometimes she just wants to look at it. Like, if she's feeling down, she's like, yeah. That's nice. What? I don't like this. And so the final act begins. I've been waiting for this. What the hell are you doing? Have you gone mad? No, what are you doing? Stop! And he dies. Lady Steelwind? What are you... Is she just going on a murder spree? Is this also the wall of the cosmic balance? Era, stop spoiling. I didn't know it was the final act. Oh god, she is just killing everyone. Come on, just tell us the truth, Pierce. You are the last person I would give this information to. He's getting more and more stressed. Just a little more on your... As you interrogate him, you suddenly hear a loud crash outside the room. What was that? I'm going to take a look and see what's going on. What? Are you just going to leave us here? He's right. We don't know what's going on. We should stay together. Don't worry. There were 2 guards aside, and they're from the King's Guard. You'll be fine. That's not what I'm worried about. But I'll trust your judgment. What? It's been almost 10 minutes since Celeste went to investigate the noise. Pierce seems extremely on edge. He's sitting at one of the tables and impatiently tapping its surface with his finger. Don't worry, Tyrion, nothing bad happens when people split up. Exactly. So, you never intended to send that letter to me. Who did you send it to then? Oh, as if I would ever tell you that. Luckily for you, he should have accumulated enough stress by now. What are you looking at me like that? even if I wasn't the intended recipient, you said that you knew who Celeste's biological parents are. Who are they? Oh, you seriously focus on that now? It's far too important. It's my only bargaining chip. Answer the question, Pierce. What was that? Somnia. What? What is this? No, I'm so eepy. A blue luminous vapor enters the room. As soon as it makes contact with you, you suddenly feel extremely eepy. Damn it, it's a sleep spell. Contrary to school. School conjuration Somnia, an outstretched palm while concentrating. The caster conjures a magical mist in the direction that they stretch their palm. This magical mist will travel up to 30 feet before dissipating. Any creature who inhales the mist will fall into a magical slumber, and an affected creature will be woken from their slumber if they are violently shaken or experience any sort of pain. I miscalculated. No, if they got here, that means... Celeste. You try your hardest to stay conscious, but the spell is too powerful. You feel your body slowly dropping to the ground. No! Beatrice? You saw Beatrice frag as you were losing consciousness. You only saw her for a brief moment, so it could have been an illusion. Regardless, that means that she somehow entered the prayer room at 2:30 p.m. And that's how we, fall asleep. We are so eepy. Making sure they get their 7 hours of sleep, exactly. Always get your 7 or 8 hours of sleep, everyone. Ryan. My name is not Ryan. Ryan. Tyrion. What? Celeste? Tyrion, I'm so sorry. I should have listened to you. I should have never left you alone with him. Hey, it's okay. Tears are streaming down her eyes. She was clearly worried about you. Ryan Bird. Exactly. You try your best to comfort her as you look around the room. What happened? How long were you knocked out? As you look around, you see several other people with you. Uh-oh, I saw the outline of someone who was killed. Probably Pierce. Commander White is leading a group of knights. They all have their weapons drawn and pointed at someone. Is Prosecutor Steelwind? Yeah, she just went on a murder spree. Commander, I understand your position, but there has to be another explanation. Look, Your Majesty, I get where you're coming from. But what the witnesses have told us, it has to be a case of mage blight. You look around the room and see a pool of blood at the end of one of the tables. What makes you think someone died? Everything that happens was normal, exactly. Celeste? Where's Pierce? Tyrion? I don't know how to tell you this, kid, but Garrick Pierce is dead. What? We're honestly surprised that you're okay. But who... You look at the knights who all have their weapons pointed at the prosecutor. We're gonna defend her, aren't we? Wait a minute. You think Steelwind did this? It wasn't just Lord Pierce, Mr. Cuthbert. Exactly, Acheron. Exactly. Really rip bozo. We also found the bodies of Lord Von Sanctus and Lady Sybil. Good riddance, honestly. Not to mention a bunch of the Kingsguard have gone comatose. Comatose? I don't want to believe it, but several people saw Steelwind acting off at the scenes of each of the murders. Triple kill. Combo breaker. We also found her unconscious here. And Pierce's body was lying next to her. Take that, Danganronpa. Exactly, Danganronpa could never. No, it wasn't her. I saw Beatrice before I passed out. She was the one that knocked us out. Beatrice? What the hell is going on? Commander White, you need to put me in a holding cell. It needs to be done with an anti-magic field. What? I am a danger to everyone here. We need to go now. Solus Danganronpa, surely. Exactly. What are you talking about? Now's not the time. Do it, Commander. Right. You watch as the Inquisition arrests Steelwind and escort her out of the room. Damn it! What happened? I know you have many questions, Mr. Cuthbert, but we should make sure that you're okay. Yeah, there's a necromancer in the nave. They have a point. You have no idea what happened while you were asleep. You follow their suggestion, but not before making a note of the current time. It's 3:12 p.m. Hi? Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary, except... What? What's wrong with him? Oh... If you would just let me finish. There appears to be a trace of necromancy on you, Mr. Cuthbert. Necromancy? It's probably nothing. Did your assistant cast any spells on you? Oh, right. I used healing magic on him when I found him unconscious. Oh, I expected as much, but it never hurt to make sure. Anyways, nothing seems out of the ordinary. You're quite healthy. You should be fine to go about your business, but please speak with me again if you experience anything out of the ordinary. Thank you. I am Lord Leseric. I am Lord Leseric Excelpius of House Asclepius. Sometimes I really wish this game had voice acting, but only like the weird words. You know? Kind of looks like Asclepius. Asclep. Exactly, from FGO. Wait, is that a real name? Leseric Asclepius. Also, am I dyslexic or did they just spell it different before? Like before, like when they were talking about at the beginning. Didn't it? Maybe I'm just confused. Pronouncing his name is the hardest part of the game. True. Oh man, there are no thanks needed. My apprentice apparently owes you a lot. You are dyslexic? Damn. Thanks, Acheron. Apprentice? Wallace Nightgrave. I believe he is one of your clients a few months ago. Oh, right. Steelwind did mention that she introduced you to. Speaking of Steelwind, I really find it hard to believe that she did this. Mr. Cuthbert, mage blight isn't exactly a benign condition. When it takes hold of a mage, it doesn't matter what kind of person they are. Violent behavior is almost always a result of the delirium it puts them in. It's unfortunate, but mages have to be held responsible when cases like this happen. Unless someone is framing her. Tyrion, I fought her. What? Do you remember back when we heard that weird sound? I went outside to see what was going on. Especially since there are hospitals in Germany after Asclepius, the god of healing. Asclepios? Acheron. I must admit I don't know a lot about Greek mythology, honestly. I know like the standard ones, you know, like Zeus and like Hercules and whatever, but I don't know that one. His color schemes are the same as the FGOs, Asclepius minus the maroon sleeves. That's crazy, man. I saw her outside, and the gods there were all unconscious. I tried to ask her what was going on, but she didn't say anything. She just attacked me. What was her emotional state like? Oh. Well, she was pretty cold and emotionless. It almost looked like she was sleepwalking. That's actually pretty strange. What do you mean? When someone is affected by mage blight, they enter a state of extreme psychosis. Psychotic episodes like that raise the affected mage's paranoia to ridiculous levels. That's why these cases almost always end up in violence. If she was affected by mage blight, she shouldn't have looked anywhere near as calm as you're describing. See, someone either used illusion to, like, pretend it was Sylvan, or she was put under a spell where she was, like, sleeping and then controlled. Or Eris just controlled the plot. You know? You might be onto something, Mr. Cuthbert. If what you're saying is true, there has to be more to this. You're planning to defend her, aren't you? At the very least, we need to find out what actually happened. You know, just in case. I'm not gonna defend her, but I do want to know what happened because I'm nosy. I feel like there's more to this than we're seeing. But you saw her, right? Commander White, you need to put me in a holding cell. It needs to be one with an anti-magic field. What? I'm a danger to everyone here. We need to go now. She wanted them to arrest her. Right, it's as if she thought she was a danger to the others. Maybe she doesn't even know what's happening to her, and that's why she's, like, suspecting mage blight, you know? You never know what it feels like until we have it, and if she just thinks she has it, you know? She just wants to make sure. Regardless of what really happened, she clearly believes that she was responsible for this. But there's no way she'd do something like this. Something else is happening here, and you will get to the bottom of this. You're not sure where each of the murders occurred, but the Inquisition should be able to tell you more about that. You also need to speak with Steelwind. If she really was affected by mage blight, you should be able to remember what may have caused it. But anyways, the prayer room is the room you're most familiar with. You'll probably want to start there. What if I don't? What if I just detect magic?
Arcanum.
Okay. What if we just talk? There are still so many unknowns. We should continue looking for more clues. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? If you feel tired, don't be embarrassed to take a break. Yeah, I'll try not to exert myself too much. Where do you think we should go next? We haven't gone anywhere, Cuthbert. What? Why are you asking me? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where to go next. Well, don't ask me. You're the attorney. I'm just the muscle, in the figurative sense. Right. She's been a bit on edge since she found you unconscious. Does she still feel guilty over leaving you alone? Probably. We could go to the dungeon, but let's do what he says. I'm the player, I'm bound by the protagonist telling me to go here first. You arrived at the prayer room. It's now swarming with knights from the Inquisition. You find yourself staring at the chalk outline of where Pierce's body once was. You can't help but feel a little uneasy. You've been to plenty of crime scenes before, but even if you were unconscious, you were here when the murder happened. It's a little unnerving knowing how close you came to death. Are you okay? Yeah. But now's not the time for an existential crisis. Steelwind's future counts on you figuring out what happened. I still don't know what happened after you fell unconscious. The Inquisition believes that Steelwind broke into this room, knocked you and Pierce out, and then killed them. But you remember it clearly. You saw Beatrice before you lost consciousness. There's more at play here than you realize. Celeste also fought Steelwind after Beatrice knocked you out. Perhaps she can tell you more about how she was acting. Now it's... Okay, we only have a few things to look at. There are 3 stained glass windows. They look quite nice. There's a chalk outline where Pierce's body probably was. It looks like he was sitting against the altar when he died. And the blood seems to imply that the fatal wound came from his chest. An autopsy report would really be helpful here. You should ask the commander for a copy of it the next time you see it. And hopefully it's not outdated. Not outdated. There are lanterns hanging around the room. They're still lit. That's so lit, man.
Arcanum.
Okay, I got some magic. There's a trace of necromancy on the ground here. It's probably from when I tried to heal you. Tyrion just used divine thingy to get the autopsy. Exactly. Oh, there's a trace of transmutation here. It's all over the area around this body. Interesting. Did the murderer wound him using a transmutation spell? Celeste? There's the traces of conjuration magic all over the room. That must have been left by Beatrice's sleep spell. Okay. So nothing new or groundbreaking? Let's review what happened. Before Beatrice knocked me out, we heard a commotion outside and you went to investigate. Can you tell me more about your fight with Steelwind? What was she like? Well, she wasn't her usual self. She really needed a Snickers. It's like she was in some kind of daze. I noticed it before she attacked me. Something was wrong with her. Oh yeah, and she didn't even respond to me when I tried to talk to her. It's like she didn't even recognize me. But from what Lord Exalpius said, she would have been acting more erratically if she was affected by Mageblade. It's possible that you fought someone disguised as her. I guess that's possible. But whoever they were, their magic was still extremely powerful. And several members of the Four Pillar families were assembled here. It could have been one of them. We should speak with Commander White when we get the chance. The Grand Cathedral was closed from the public for whatever was happening here. They probably have a list of everyone who was present when the murders happened. This means that whoever did this was one of the nobles that was here today. It was Asta. Dum dum dum! Beatrice can cast invisibility, so I doubt she'd let you see her. But did you see her at any point when you were fighting Steelwind? Celeste? Sorry, I just don't know. I was so focused on staying alive. I've actually been meaning to ask you about that. Aren't you really strong? I've never even seen you break a sweat in a fight before. Well, she was really tough. It was terrifying, honestly. It was mainly her magic. I've never fought someone with spells that powerful before. She didn't hurt you, did she? No, but I got pretty close. I think she realized that she couldn't beat me, so she just ran past me and into the prayer room. So her real target was Pierce. But why? Did you see the moment she murdered Pierce? No. When I arrived at the prayer room, I saw you and Steelwind unconscious on the ground. And Pierce was already dead. And I'm assuming you didn't see Beatrice anywhere? No, she wasn't there when I arrived. How did she leave the prayer room without Celeste noticing? Did she turn herself invisible? During the afternoon of the murder, Celeste McCoy heard a suspicious sound and investigated the hallway leading to the prayer room. There she saw Arya Steelwind fighting the guards. Arya didn't respond to Celeste's question and attacked her as well. The two fought to a standstill and Arya pushed past her. When Celeste arrived at the prayer room, she found Tyrion and Arya unconscious, and Pierce was already dead. She didn't see Beatrice trigger at any point during the altercation. The timeline. Give me the facts. We showed up at the prayer room for the meeting at 1:50 p.m. Then we interrogated Pierce for about half an hour. That's when we heard that commotion outside, and you went to investigate it. Right. And I think Beatrice knocked me and Pierce out 10 minutes after that. How long did you fight Steelwind before she pushed past you? We definitely fought for a while. Must have been at least 20 minutes. After that, she gave up on fighting me and ran into the prayer room. Which means that Beatrice somehow got into the room during your fight. That discounts my theory of her disguising herself as Steelwind. You regained consciousness at 3:12 p.m. That means that you were knocked out for more than 40 minutes. There are still a lot of unknowns about what happened. You need all the pieces of You will need all the pieces if you want to put this puzzle together. Anyways, it looks like you've found everything you can here. You should move and take a closer look at the other crime scenes. What if I don't want to? What if I want to talk to, Aria? Then what? What are you gonna do, game? You arrive at the dungeon to speak with Sylvan. But you can't find her anywhere. Of course. The Inquisition and the King's Cut must still be processing her. We should come back later. Fine. I think the game won. Damn it! Whoa. That's very black. Very burned. You retrace your footsteps and find the common room. This was the last place you saw of Von Sanctus and Sybil before everything happened. You look around and see that most of the common room has been entirely scorched. You can still smell the scent of burnt cloth and flesh in the air. Ew. They definitely redecorated. You know, they went for a more goth aesthetic, you know? All white wasn't really the thing anymore. What happened here? Was there some kind of fire? Oh yeah, we think that probably lit a fire using magic. As you enter the room, Commander White approaches you. He seems to be accompanied by the typical Legion of Knights. Commander White! Yeah, to match errors. So true. Hey kid. You're investigating what happened to? Something like that. We just wanted to figure out what really happened. You and me both. Nothing about this case makes any damn sense. I'll be honest, I could really use your help in trying to figure this out. Honestly, you're not sure who you can trust at this point. But the commander is leading the investigation. And he's bound to have information that will be useful to you. Hey, have you seen this before? What do you think about this, Commander White? Sorry kid, I don't got much to say about that. He's so lame. There's a chalk outline in the center of the room. This must be where they found Von Sanctus' body. There's even bits of ash there. It must be the burnt fragments of the body. Even now, the sunlight is shining through the stained glass windows. It looks like the fire reached them before it was put out. There are scorch marks all over the room. The fire must have spread pretty far. Yeah, it was probably going for a while. No one even noticed it until Prince Alaric told the King's Guard that he saw smoke. Yeah, that was not Pierce, but interesting. We should speak with him and see if he saw anything else.
Repario Arcanum.
Ooh. There are traces of evocation in a bunch of different spots around the room. We think the perp threw a bunch of fire-based evocation spells around to start the fire. And the King's Guard used a bunch of water-based evocation spells to put it out before the fire spread. That makes sense. With that knowledge in mind, there's nothing out of the ordinary here. Are we sure about that? There's a trace of abjuration magic in the center of the room. Do the traces overlap with the body? Kind of. It's sort of square-shaped? Square-shaped? I can't see the traces, but there also seems to be a square-shaped outline around the body. You're right. They overlap perfectly. They're inside the square. The area inside the square is a lot less burnt now that I look at it. I'm not sure what this means yet, but it's definitely worth taking note of. There are traces of abjuration magic that form a perfect square around the body, where the area within the square seems far less burned too. Maybe it's the perspective. I was about to be nitpicky and be like, well, that's clearly a rectangle, right? But maybe it's the perspective and it just goes deeper. But I'm onto you, game. I'm onto you. Why can't I examine this? There's a trace of evocation magic near the bottom. Hey, guess what? The chat is working again. Oh my god. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I mean, at least this time, It was most definitely not the game's fault. It was definitely OBS. I got a little, like, you know, when sometimes you get a little window where it's like, I don't know what I want to say. The resurrection magic is real, yes, but also the skipping magic is real because now we have to skip again. But at least I saved this time, so it should be okay. Hi, Acheron. It's so weird how randomly the chat works, though. Like, why does the chat work? Oh, man. Yeah, we need to skip through this. The rest area. Can you actually hear the clicking of my mouse? You can. I think you can while I'm talking, but you can when I'm not talking. Which is freaky, right? I don't even know if that's true, but yeah. Anyway. This was annoying. I hoped that I got my OBS issues fixed, but I guess I didn't. Because this time around, this was definitely OBS that failed. So yeah, that's a rip. That is a rip indeed. Yeah, let's get this out of the way. Want all the dialogue. Streaming is hard. Yeah, it is. I mean, it wouldn't be as hard if the tech was working, you know? I need to rearrange my windows, by the way. Okay. I need to do that. Yeah. That's better. Anyway. Now we don't need to save, not yet. We went to the prayer room. We went here, and then you have to click on everything again. Man. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. We talked. Like I said, at least, could you imagine if I hadn't saved? Like, at all? That would have been terrible. But I did. So, yeah, we only have to redo a little bit. I really wish this game had autosave. Oh man. Autosave and a better skip button. That's something they could implement in the second game. I mean, it's not bad. It at least the text skips fast, so it's okay. But like, yeah, for people like me whose PC crashes all the time, that's bad. We went to the dungeon, but then we couldn't talk, so we went to the common room, right? Remember what we did. It was also really freaky because my PC was kind of so responsive, but my screens were just all black. And whoops. Whoops. And I just couldn't do anything, so I just had to, like, you know, push the power button and just force quit it. So you also, like, love to do that. And we didn't talk, we only examined, right? Examined that. Exactly, Acheron. Just like that. Have you checked Activity Manager to see what the problem was? I mean, not right now, because, I wanted to get it back on stream as fast as possible, but
Arcane.
I have checked it before, and there's some different issues. At first I thought it was a OneDrive issue, but then I thought it was an OBS issue, and then I thought I fixed that OBS issue, but apparently I didn't. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to check the activity log thingy after this. I mean, we are pretty far, almost at the end of the stream. Obviously now that... Wait, I can still see the entire time over here, right? We are at almost 2 hours. Like I said, these streams are supposed to be about 2 hours. Or when my voice dies. But yeah. We're gonna keep going for a bit more, but like... yeah. I can check it afterwards. The Traven's list showed detect magic on it. You know what? That's so base, I should do that. Yeah, the murders. Oh, this whole situation is a damn mess. Has the Inquisition found any clues to explain what happened? We only have the basic stuff so far, and we've only just received the autopsy reports. But it's still pretty useful. Do you have any copies of them? Sure, knock yourselves out. Autopsy report, Gary Pierce died at 2:45 p.m. in the prayer room. Cause of death was blood loss. A shard of frozen liquid was found stabbed through his heart. It's very likely that this was the murder weapon. The wound also shows heavy traces of transmutation magic, and traces of conjuration magic were found throughout the room. I feel... I'm kind of 50-50 on this, if they're gonna blame Celeste like throughout the trial or not. Because we literally just had the point of how she learned shape water or whatever. Like his spell, which he used to murder someone, I don't know. Maybe there will be some suspicions. Died at 2:18 p.m. Cause of death was suffocation. Her body was found floating in a nearby lake outside the Grand Cathedral. Traces of transmutation, evocation, and necromancy magic were found on the body. Autopsy report, Lloyd Van Sanctus died at 2:05 p.m. The cause of death was suffocation. The fire in the common room burned the body too much to discern any specific wounds he might have suffered. However, a small trace of evocation magic and a burn mark were found on the victim's left shoulder. This implies the body was hit with a fire evocation spell. Traces of abjuration magic were found on and around the body. Wait, Pierce was killed with a frozen blade? One second. So... he died at 2:05, 2:18, 2:45. Damn. I wonder how she went from the balcony to the water below. I mean, didn't Arya just throw her body down? Oh, that's what you mean. How she... yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's... actually, I was about to say she was actually quite efficient with the murders. But yeah. Except for that. But yeah, the time delay is because she fought with Celeste, so... yeah. Wait, Pierce was killed with a frozen blade? Isn't that similar to how he killed Flintheart? Sorry, I didn't mean to. And now, it's okay. It's still strange, though. Why would the murderer kill Pierce using such a convoluted method? If Steven really was affected by mage blood, she wouldn't have done something like that. The Inquisition found a frozen blade impaling Garrick Pierce through his stomach. There were traces of transmutation on his blood. This implies the murderer used shape liquid to create this blade and murder him, which is oddly similar to how Pierce murdered Flintheart McCoy. But why would the murderer do this when they clearly had more lethal spells at their disposal? Pierce used this method during Flintheart's murder to leave as little evidence as possible. However, it's clear the murderer wanted to frame Arya and leave as much evidence as possible. Anyways, the times of death also seem to tell a story. If we look at the reports, the murderer must have killed Van Sanctus, then Sybil, then Pierce, in that order. Yeah, that's our working theory too. If we look at this map, we can see where the prayer room and the common room are. Lady Sybil's body was found on the Lake of the West here. But since the Grand Cathedral was built on a cliff, there isn't an easy way to get there in such a short amount of time. So that raises my next question. How did Sybil's body end up in the lake? The murderer threw Steven from the balcony. I mean... Yeah. No easy way, huh? Exactly. The Grand Cathedral was built on a cliff over the lake, and the westward balcony just happens to be right over it. So wait, she went? Yeah, right. Sanctus was killed in the common room, so she went from the common room to the balcony in like 10 minutes. Not even, I think 8. And murdered in that time as well. That's actually crazy, man. And the west balcony just happens to be right over it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. We even have witnesses who saw Steel went there. Really? Who was it? It was High Speaker Theon Arceus. Sadly not Acheron. He would never lie. High Speaker? He's the shot caller of the Church of Bahamut. And he stands at the top of the religious hierarchy from what I hear. He spotted Sealwyn near the west balcony and noticed that she was acting suspiciously. He called out to her, but she ignored him. So she knew that he saw her, but why didn't she attack him? Yeah, he really lucked out. But if she was having a psychotic episode, he would have noticed that. From what you said, all she did was ignore him. You're right, this whole Mage Blight story doesn't really add up. Either way, we'll just have to talk to him directly to find out more. Putting that aside, there's something else that's strange. What's that? It's about the order that the murders occurred in. What's strange about the order of murders? The murderer killed Von Sanctus, Sybil, and Pierce in that order. This means that the murderer went to the common room, then the west balcony, and then finally the prayer room. But if you look at the map, the murderer's route seems a bit strange. Arceus purposely killed Sybil easily. Damn. The murderer purposely killed Magic? Second killed Sybil. No, there's clear between each of the rooms. Would have traveled the common room and the balcony, then the prayer room. There's clearly more direct path I could have taken if they wanted to. Okay. Oh, they could have. Right. Okay, well, they could have killed Pierce second. I guess. If that is what we think. The murderer must have passed right by the prayer room before they dumped Sybil's body. Why would they just murder Pierce on the way there? Maybe they wanted to dump Sybil's body first. Or they were afraid of fighting me. Aren't you giving yourself a little too much credit? No, she has a point. Out of everyone who fought the murderer, Celeste was the only one who didn't die or fall comatose. Anyways, there has to be a reason why the murderer deliberately chose that route. Judging from each time of death, the murderer went from the common room to the balcony and then to the prayer room, in that order, but that wasn't the most direct route, and there has to be an explanation for that. Okay, you've created a rough outline of the murderer's actions, but the real clues will lie in how each of the individual murders occurred. And that starts with figuring out how Von Sanctus was murdered. How were the murders discovered? How did the Inquisition find out about the murders anyways? Did a witness come across the bodies? It all started when Prince Alaric ran up to us. He told us that he saw a fire breaking out in the common room. He also saw Steel went there, but when he tried to talk to her, she hit him with some kind of spell. She attacked one of the princes? Yeah, but it didn't look like she hurt him. That guy from House Exalpius expected him, and he told us he wasn't injured. I'm glad that he's okay, but wouldn't Arya have used a more violent spell if she was being affected by Mage Blight? It's possible she was throwing spells randomly, and she just happens to get really lucky. I suppose that's possible. But was there anyone else nearby when this happened? I would have expected a Prince of Wavengard to be under constant guard. Yeah, that was kind of my mistake. I ordered the knights to give him some space, considering what just happened. And that would be... Sorry, kid. If you don't know, it's not my place to tell you. I have orders from the top to stay quiet about that. Then it looks like you only tossed someone high up. It's still strange though. Why were all these nobles gathered here? Anyways, whatever the perp hit him with, it only put him in a daze. He could barely walk or talk. He couldn't even approach us until the spell had worn off. And the weirdest about it all is that he was pretty close to where we were. But for some reason we didn't find out him until after the spell wore off. That must have been traumatic. I hope he's okay. But why didn't anyone see him during this time? After he told us about what was happening, we went to put out the fires. And that's when we saw a bunch of guards knocked out outside the prayer room. Did you see me? No, this all happened around 3:10 p.m. Right, that was probably well after Sylvan moved into the prayer room. Celeste must have already followed her into it. The Inquisition discovered something was wrong when Alaric the Wyvern Guard reported that a fire had broken out in the common room. He also told them that Arius Sylvan cast a spell on him earlier that severely debilitated his senses. When the Inquisition arrived at the scene, they spotted the unconscious guards outside the prayer room. They did not see Celeste McCoy and Arius Sylvan. This all happened at 3:10 p.m. Cool. Let's do one more to make up for the technical difficulties. When you arrested Sylvan, I recall you mentioned that a bunch of guards were comatose. Did the murderer use some kind of spell to knock them out? I don't think so, and I'm just as lost as you are about that. Some of the victims don't have any magical traces on them, so we know that they're not under the effects of a spell, but they still haven't woken up. And that's odd, to say the least. Is there any common thread between the knights who fell comatose? They might help us deduce what happened to them. Well, we fought all of them at the locations where Sylvan was spotted. They just fell asleep on their own. They don't get paid enough. So true. That can't be a coincidence. But he just admitted that they weren't being affected by any kind of spell. What's going on here? Several knights from the King's Guard were found unconscious after the bodies were found. And they have been unresponsive since the massacre, and due to a lack of magical traces, they are clearly not being affected by any kind of arcane spell. God damn it. Fine, I just want to get this done so we go to a new place and then we can call it quits for today. Commander White, you keep saying the perp instead of Sylvan, even though everyone else seems to think she was responsible for this. Do you also suspect that she's being framed? It just doesn't add up. If she did give herself mage blight, her actions wouldn't have been so deliberate. And she's definitely not the type of person to just go around murdering people. Even if she was, she's led a lot of the Inquisition's investigations recently. She's investigated plenty of homicides with us, and she knows exactly how we do things. Whoever did this got the job done, but they were sloppy about it. A bunch of witnesses saw her, and she didn't even try to hide herself using her magic. So either she had mage blight, which doesn't match with her behavior, or she did this intentionally and wanted to get caught. Neither scenario makes any damn sense. Someone has to be framing her. That's the only reasonable explanation. Honestly, I'm not so sure about that either. What do you mean? You saw her when we arrested her, didn't you? She wanted us to lock her up. It's like she thought she was a danger to herself and others. Right, that's the same impression I got as well. If it weren't for the witnesses' statements, I'd be sure she gave herself mage blight. The strangest thing is that I've never seen her that scared before. Something really rattled her about what happened. I'm pretty sure that was Eris just controlling her. Now that I think about it, didn't Eris control somebody? Like literally? Like she did that before, right? So why wouldn't she just do that with her? God damn it. We got another talking point. Did you follow up on what I said about Beatrice? I know she was in the room when Pierce and I fell unconscious. She has to be involved in this somehow. Well, she's already in prison, so we already had on that account. Eris only has the soul of Beatrice for now, I think. You think? but when we asked her what happened, she said she couldn't remember anything. That's such an obvious lie. She has to be hiding something. Normally I'd agree with you, but she's not the only one with missing memories. Steven also can't remember anything. What? And she had the eye take about, yeah. It looks like you'll have to speak with her about that. Anyways, what about Eris and that knight who was guarding her? Did they see anything? Sorry, kid, but Eris Ilmater has been missing since everything went down. Ah, yeah. Missing, huh? What? Do you have any idea what happened to her? No, but I wouldn't be too worried. What? A witness to the crime is missing and possibly hurt. Look, kid, you may be a hotshot attorney, but I've been in this business a lot longer than you have. Sometimes when these things happen to civilians, they get spooked and run away. I've seen it a million times. You feel like he's not making a big deal of this as it should be. But he might have a point. Eris is the daughter of a crime lord, after all. She might have gone into hiding to avoid having to speak with law enforcement. We don't have the resources to look for her, but I'm sure she'll turn up eventually. Well, I suppose we can't do anything about that now. But I still hope she's okay. I don't. Anyways, what about the knight guarding Beatrice? Surely he didn't go missing as well? And that's the thing. The knight who was supposed to be watching her is one of the people who went comatose, because of course. We found him in front of the prayer room too. Damn it, what happened to him? To make matters worse, that Frega chick knows how to cause invisibility. So even if she was telling the truth, very few people would have actually seen her. But a god was in front of the prayer room. She must have brought him there somehow. You saw Beatrice Frega as you were losing consciousness. You only saw her for a brief moment, so it could have been an illusion. Regardless, that means that she was somehow entered the prayer room at 2:30. A knight was assigned to guard Beatrice and killed her if Manwrath attempted to escape. He was later found comatose in front of the prayer room. Eris Ilmater, who was also in with Beatrice when she disappeared, has been missing since the massacre. Yeah, she's definitely the type to get spooked easily, sure. Exactly. Anyways, would you happen to have a recent version of her spell compendium? Sure, we already have it on record. Why don't we ask for, Arias? Beatrice Frega's spell compendium. It contains the formulas for the following spells: Familiar Bond, Sleep, Mend Wounds, Send Message. She's just sending a message. Animate Corpse, Necrotic Blight, Shatter, Invisibility, Feign Death, and Illusory Disguise. Okay, plot twist. Aria's dead. And her corpse was just animated. No, that's not it. Okay, Familiar Bond, we know that one. Here's Wounds, we also know that one. We also know that one. We also know that one. And we also know that one. I think Shadow's the only one we technically don't know. Channels that casts magic into any physical object they are touching with their hands. If enough magic is channeled, the object may shatter or break. The intensity of this spell will exponentially increase while they are concentrating. However, channeling larger quantities of magic will slowly drain the caster's stamina and possibly cause mage blight. Big Companion, she's just flexing her magic ability. True. And invisibility. Oh yeah, Feign Death. The caster must target a creature that's already unconscious. While they concentrate on the spell, the target will appear to be dead. The target creature will stop breathing and their heart will stop beating. However, the life energies of this spell will keep them alive for the duration. Huh. Duration indefinitely. Illusory Disguise, you're not that one. Right. I forgot how many spells she used during Lord Frega's murder. God damn. There's still more. There's still more. I need to open another bottle of water for this. A bottle of water? This is all a little difficult to take in. I still can't believe it. After everything he did, Von Sanctus was just murdered. I'm surprised to hear that from you. Didn't he basically get away with offing just in a way? The way I see it, he got what he deserved. The detective likes yapping. Exactly. That still doesn't sit right with me. No matter who the victim might have been, no one deserves to die like that. You're definitely a bigger man than I am. But I don't mean like, you know, physically, because I've definitely been... whatever. Anyways, Von Sanctus' autopsy report says that he died of suffocation. We think the murderer overpowered him and choked him with a rope or something. That hardly sounds like something someone would do during a psychotic episode. His smiling face is so funny. It is a good face. Yeah, the more info I get, the more I think you might be onto something. But either way, the fire that the perp started in this room burned his body. It didn't completely burn it to ash, but it was still pretty charred. So that fire would have burned away any evidence of the minor wounds he had. Yeah, we're lucky we even discerned he was hit with an evocation spell. Right, the autopsy report mentioned that too. But if a fire was started, it is possible that he died from smoke inhalation? No, the divination spell we use always identifies smoke inhalation as death by poisoning, not death by suffocation. I suppose that kind of makes sense. But it's still a shame we can't find out how the murderer suffocated him. He is talking even more. We still know very little about the murders, about how the murders occurred. Do you have a record of each of the victims' spell compendiums? They might help us understand what each of the victims was doing during the attack. Sure, knock yourselves out. Yeah. Contains for prestidigitation, conjure light, conjure water, frost wave, and shape liquid. Coraline Sybil's spell compendium contains the formulas for slow fall, foresight, strike true, detect magic, and stone skin. Light Von Sanctus contains Mage Blade, Force Cage, Send Message, and Mend Wounds. Prestidigitation. The caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. Oh yeah, right, we had that in the very first case. We also had that in the very first case. Exactly that. Also Frostwave. We had all of these. Did we have Force Cage? The duration of the casters creates a magical 10 by 10 by 10 feet cube around the target. Within 30 feet of them, the walls of this cube are impenetrable and can't be destroyed by anything, not even by spells that normally dispel spell effects. Furthermore, any attempts to magically teleport into or out of the cube will fail. If there is more than one creature in the target space, they will be pushed away from the center of the cube. Huh. Wait, who had that? That's abjuration. So that would be our cube that was around the body. Is there air in that cube? Or maybe he was... Maybe... No, but he did say he didn't die from the smoke inhalation. I would have thought that maybe someone like burned him, then put him in the cube, and then he couldn't get out. Mage Blade... Well, that one. The caster counteracts the force of gravity affecting them, causing them to fall significantly slower when airborne for the duration. Foresight. The caster invokes the ultimate form of divination magic to see brief glimpses of the near future. While this spell is active, the caster is able to sense danger seconds before it actually happens. So it's a spidey sense. Strike true. The caster increases their ability to predict the results of all of their actions for the durations. This is useful for the purposes of aiming or doing other activities that rely on dexterity and skill. Detect magic. Okay, we know that one. The caster creates a thick layer of stone around their body. This stone layer will deflect and protect the caster from any physical trauma. The stone layer can be slowly broken through continuous attacks, but as long as the caster concentrates on the spell, the stone layer will instantaneously repair itself. Okay. Wow. That's a lot to work through. Yep. This is what happens when a bunch of mages are caught in the middle of a murder. Honestly, you've been lucky until now. Nevertheless, I need to look over each of these spells when they become relevant. You think you found everything you can relating to Von Sanctus's murder? God damn it, finally. Perhaps you should move somewhere else. The thing is, should I move or should I just save here? Wait, today's Friday, right? Yeah. Do you guys think I can remember to move? Like, the next day? We will see. Because it's getting late. So we will return to the title screen. Oh man. I really need to look into the OBS problems. I hate troubleshooting my PC, or like troubleshooting in general, so yeah, moving is difficult. Kitty. Kitty indeed. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for everyone who was in the chat, who was active or not. I always appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna stream again tomorrow. I'm really trying to push myself. OBS is kind of like that, unfortunately. Stream was nice, thank you. Acheron, it's really bad. I kind of have more fun streaming right now than recording. I've been recording the new Let's Play, but I'm like, what if I just stream and don't record anymore? Would that be bad? I don't know. I'm kind of having more fun streaming. So maybe we just keep doing that for a while. But yeah. Anyway. Again, thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, same time. Maybe not longer. I can't do longer streams because of my voice. But yeah. Do what you like, I will. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.